Welcome to Monday. Take a little breather here. So, last night I went and looked over the past weeks for the training program and was looking specifically at not necessarily duration, but the training stress score, which is basically how hard you went during that particular session. And what I noticed for all except for 1 week, the scheduled training stress score that they had prescribed, I was over that by various amounts. It could be as much as 50 points, or it could be as high as 100. So that, after looking at that and kind of reviewing the weeks and the training, it kind of makes sense. I wish I would have done this a little bit earlier, but I'm letting you know that I was starting to feel fatigued. And I think I talked about it and kind of was feeling like I wasn't doing, the sessions weren't that long, they were intense. And yeah, I think that's basically why. I don't know if the term is correct, overtraining or not, but I was doing more than what was prescribed, and I think that in the result was me getting tired a little quicker. So today was scheduled for a 5-hour ride, tempo, what I would call probably low tempo, 3 intervals of 20 minutes at 200 and probably, well, between 230 and 257 watts. So in between there, with 10-minute rests in between. And then the rest just basically like a little over 200 watts. But I cut that in half because I feel like after looking at it, I feel like this is the tapering period, and for me to go out and do a 5-hour ride at that intensity after kind of overtraining, I feel like I'm gonna be tired come next Sunday or next Monday or whatever it is for the race. So what I've done is I've cut this day in half, not quite as intense, and then I'll do the rest of the days because they're just like tempo, like 30-minute days. Those look okay with some rest days in between. I think there's 3 rest days this day. I think next week when I travel there's like 4 rest days or something, which is good. But this is the last major day of long endurance. I don't think endurance is an issue, but I think the thing that I'm kind of getting at is that when I would go out on these rides, or if I would do it on the trainer, I would do the correct intensity or duration that was required, but my heart rate was a lot higher, which that's what they're basing it off of, is your heart rate. So on the trainer, I noticed that it is much more difficult, which, I mean, I think that's a good thing. When you're on the trainer, if I was doing a 20-minute interval on the trainer at 250, it's probably a 25% harder on the trainer than it is on the road. And just because it's continuous resistance, the same resistance, there's no give up or down or anything, it's just spot on, which is good. I think that improves, so when you get on the road it doesn't feel as hard, which I've noticed that's good. But yeah, I just wanted to pass that on in case people are doing that, to kind of probably pay attention to that. And if you start to feel fatigued, then that's probably why, because it's a little bit confusing when you look at the time and the duration, and if you are cycling quite often, it's going to be like, why am I getting tired? So that's my advice. Okay, what I just found, Samsung robot. Check it out. Look what else I found. Continental Tire! Woo! Best tires in the world! Hello! Welcome to the video. Me and the little man, hey, are driving to get a few last-minute items. Today was scheduled for a tempo ride, like a 42-minute tempo ride. But I opted out of that and turned it into a rest day. And the reason being is yesterday I went out on another tempo ride, a 50-minute tempo ride, and it went a little bit hard. So pretty much did double what I was supposed to do, but it just felt good. It was kind of nice. I mean, there's so many rest days in here that I kind of used it as a little bit of a test. I wanted to kind of see sustainable power, I guess you could say. There's a section of road that I go on, and I kind of wanted to hold a high wattage for that duration. It's like there's one section that is 2.5 miles. There's another section that's like a 1.5 mile section, that I kind of wanted to push it a little bit and see, because I felt so good. And yeah, and it worked really well. I got second on the segment. Almost got first. Almost got the KOM, but was short by 1 second. 1 second. But there's always another day. So the one thing that I've noticed, I keep saying that I think we have a video. So the one thing I've noticed is that I'd mentioned before how I was fatigued for many days, and kind of overtraining, kind of, I felt. And I've had quite a few rest days here because I'm tapering off. The race is next Sunday, and so I'm tapering off and resting more, not riding. I'm usually on a rest day, like I said, I'll go out and do like a little bit of a ride, but I'm trying to not do that, and trying to really rest and recover. And going out, I mean, I definitely noticed a difference, like a huge difference. And even the other day when I was on the trainer, I was on Zwift, and again, just kind of at the end of the session, I kind of just went, oh, I feel really good. I'm just gonna do a little interval of, like a 2-minute high power, and just to see if I can sustain it. And I did, and felt fine, and which was kind of surprising, actually. So I think I'm really starting to see the benefits of the training now after the rest days. I think I was so fatigued in it that I'm like on the threshold, I think, of really just being beat down, training, and then now you get to see the rewards. Now I'm hoping this is going to translate to the race day, which I'm pretty confident now that it is. By the time there's a session tomorrow, a light tempo session again, then it's rest days, which I'm traveling anyways, and Wednesday when I arrive in Scalea, there's a ride, like a 50-minute ride, and then the Saturday before the race, there's like an 1.5-hour ride of just kind of mixed bag, I guess you could say, which is good anyways, because I believe Giuseppe and Franco and Michael and all the guys that are going there are going to do a ride on Saturday anyway, so I think that works out really well. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how this race is going to go.